Okay. In the Shachamit After Shalaku, if you have comments that are left over after you eat, Mavasla Bakova Lakli, Amrot Yamtov Umavar. Then you do bittul and you cover a kli on it until after Yamtov and then you burn it. Okay. Mavasla Bakova Lakli, the Mishnah verse says, and Umari the last kusi of. Let me just pause this for 1 second. Umari the last kuti or chalav or kelav litnilo. If you're talking where you don't have a guy or a dog to give it to, this is from the Taz and the Magen Avram, Sim Tafim Vav, Sifkat and Gemel, B'Chol Yaakov, Sham Sifkat and Taz. Dilav Hachi, that if there was someone to give it to, after the Var Abu shows homemade, the Om Bishas, the Mishnah, even though 4 hours pass sitting in the 5th hour, you tell Kalanavit and Lahem, you can move it and give it to them. Okay. The same much of the title of the basic. He's somebody who could be able to move it and to send it to the bathroom. This from the Prima Garden. Im Yeshlo basic keys of the Chater if he has the bathroom in his courtyard. Vim Nishtar Ad Shashish if you wait until the 6th hour, the Asaban on then it's Asabana, the Asal top the Siltalo and Tilto. If we wait until the 6 hours, then it's also banan, and it's also a bit to move it. Viluach Lishoya the Akum still admitted to a guy. She is recalled benai that he should throw into the river or basic kisa. So if it's after the 6th hour and it's also banan, it still be much to get a guy to do this, then she should throw it into the river or into the bathroom. Because is from the Prima God. Apple Shalo Yishar Hakamit to base the after Sudas Shachris, even though there won't be any chametz in the house after this meal of Shach, first meal in the morning. Tzarech levatel chametz kedashim levatel v'shar shanim. You have to do better like he does in other years. Tzarech levatel. Hainu b'sof Shach Hamish. This was the end of the 5th hour. Kanal b'semin tov lamed dalat to Gimel. Tzarech liyan tov lamed dalat to Gimel. Afilu in kavar bittul meyas. Well, even if you already bittled it from yesterday. The canal is cut yud, I had shamas thoroughly and cut yud like there. As you came move up Nil Shabbos, in this from Nil Shabbos. Haholit Yom Yadalad, the double mitzvah. Someone's going on the 14th for a mitzvah. Kagon Lamolas, for example, to do Mila for his son. Ola Achol Sudas as Erison or to eat the Erison meal based in his father-in-law's house. Vinizga Shiesh Lochamitz based on his remembering that there's comments in his house. And we also so if he's able to go back to his house to the bar, Velchazil his muscle and to burn him to get back to his mitzvah, yeah, so you should do the Ivar, you should go back and burn it. If you can't do that, the Vazlon of Libro is just too bittul in his heart. If he's going to save him from a river, he's going to save a person from a river. I'm going to delay for from a fire, saving the person that. I'm going to pull this, so from a falling bunch of stuff, or from a person who's forcing someone else. What you should do is you should just do bittul in his heart, bully out, so you shouldn't go back. Even if he says, "Oh wait, I do have time, I can go back and do it now, and then I'll get back to the saving." And if he went for not for any reason, went for his own reason, so then he should go back immediately. Ad kam who goes into how far does he go back? Ad kibetza until there's a kabeya there, as long as it's a kabeya. Palchos mekan v'vatzavuli b'davidayo. If there's less than this, then he can just do it till his heart, and it's enough. Okay, the Molas Benom. The Mishnah Berurah says, "Ulasudas bris milah for the meal of the bris milah." This is from the Magen Alef. Magen Alef and Pashit. The thing Mugan Milash and Mishnah Sem is proven from the language of the Mishnah. Mashma the Lomikri mitzvah that's mashma doesn't that a Sudas mitzvah doesn't count as a mitzvah, and is that Levakal mitzvah beer in regards to get rid of the mitzvah to do beer. Sudas Erison, and but a Sudas Erison would be. Ruadin Sudas Osin Bishasha Kal Makabel Sadlanis, and same thing with the meal which they do when the Kal accepts her presence. This is from the Prima Gadim. Kosher Achronim Achronim right. Duadin Bizmanenu, same thing in our times. Kish Osam Sudas Bishas Kisivas at the time when they make the meal at the time of the writing of the stipulations between the man and wife. Gam Kain Mikri Sudas Mitzvahs also counts as a Sudas Mitzvah. This is from the Magen Avram and the Eli Rabbin, the Chak Yaakov. Mashahevi the very hated which brought the very hated b'shem Klavis Yair. Near it, the Pligel that seems that argues on this. So I am Prima the Prima Gun, Shinilka, the Yashiv is present to answer this, and Mikomaka, my Etika, the Pligel, other than anything is they argue on each other. In Beis Chamov, in his father's house, Mashra Dafka Bakas and Atmo Myris, Mashra was specifically talking about the Chassan himself. This is Ayin Drisha, Eli Rabba, V'chein Mashra, Chadusha, Myram. Look at the Drisha and Eli Rabba, and Mashra in the Ram Kalva. Yisham Akilin Gam came by after, so those that are Michael even by other people. In Kari Sudas Erison, if it's called a Sudas Erison. This is the Magen Ram the Chak Yaakov. And he remembers that there is chametz. Or same thing if he has a suffix, maybe he has chametz there. This is from the Chedushim Ram Kalva. Then Kosovo Achronim, some of the Achronim mentions a suffix if there may be chametz there. Yasser Vivar, should go back and burn it. Me'aka shall lo yispatel a mitzvah ayidei beer, since he won't lose the mitzvah of the spear. Yikayim shneim shti both them umashma the mitzvah of beer, because that is mashma that the mitzvah of beer comes first. And before doing the second mitzvah, meaning even if you could do the second mitzvah and then do the first mitzvah of beer, you would do the mitzvah of beer first. Him lav, and if he's not going to be able to do the other mitzvah, just do it. Rotalom Hashem Yasa V'Yishtadol does a beer. If he goes back and works for the beer, then Lo Yisharlos Man V'Yom Lasos Milo. So he's not going to have time in the day to do the milo or the meal. This is from, it's funny. This came much from Rashi, some is much from Rashi. If it's unbelievable, so what he should do is he should do it in bittul in his heart. Remarkable should in the place where he is. Shari after bittul for after the bittul ain't tzarach levar. We won't have to burn it. Ela midaber self only midirabanan and b'makam mitzvah samid. And when there's a mitzvah, meaning in this case where he's going to do one of these mitzvahs, and hamid will come without the Torah. The Chum said it on the Torah, so you don't have to do searching. The Marishu Shuadayim B'Shas Chamisha, we're talking still in the 5th hour. Shiyakal Avatul, we could do a mitzvah. Avalik Bar B'Shas Shish, but if it's already in the 6th hour, then this is from Kagyamulim Magen Avram. Okay, needs to be showed this in Parash Stav, assuming the Shul Stav, and Sham Ulam Be'eli Rabba had to Zev open after, over there, the Rabba comes in a different way, the Eli Rabba copies over here in a different way. I in the Ben Kolim Sheish Ben After Sheish is whether 4 shits and 4 after shits 6. Mashra said the Betal Sheish Shuhu Raf Midrabana to Mashra, in this case, when within it 6, where it's only Midrabana, Lo Lima Mitzvah Mitzvah, the rice not strong enough to push up Mitzvah the rice. Okay, Mekudushim Miram. Chalva, and similarly to Shlomo, because the Gamkin Philik Ben Kodim Katos after it makes the difference between 4 and after Katos. I and Sham look there next period in the explanation. Psakalaka Sham Bisof Sugi and Psakalaka there in the end of Sugi Bitzaraf and the Dinam Median Ladin. So Hishivan Lanabalibo, Vimakam I will eat Kai Kavar Bishash he's already at the 6th hour. Al Karful Yas Levar is going to have to go back to do beer. Shari Oz Eno Bershus Levato, because then the clan is in Rishos to do better. But Apple Gav, the Ayadays, they is battle mitzvah, even though through this he's going to lose the mitzvah Mila. After this Nashpisu the assay of doing, so he won't be able to do it in the right time, let's say. The assay of Tashpisu is Kamer is more strong, and you have to make sure to do Tashpisu first. Who overlapped with the whole regamash, he's going to be violating this every moment. Masha'in came Mila of enough, which is not true by Mila and Mila or any of the other mitzvah. This is from the Magen of Brahman, and Shegimgimu b'Devar. They have questions on his words. Shari Mila gam kein akei b'kol eislim ulamokaz. Mila is also every single time to do Mila. Leni astaiti atzedek in Magen of Brahman. In my humble opinion, the righteousness is with the Magen of Brahman. Mila after Yom Shmini by Mila, even though the obligation is to do it the eighth day. His time is for the entire day. Elisha is reason Masim just people who are sorry to do it earlier. Which is not true by the outset of Tashrisu, who Max will take it back from Chatzos. It starts immediately after Chatzos. You came to you, Kodim, and if so, it's the of his first. It became at 6, whenever that happened, 12. ועל ידי זה שהעברנו ממילא יבטל בסוף מילה עד al yomach. Even though through this that you're going to burn, it's going to be pushed off the mitzvah of Mila until another day. Less than, but we don't care. Even if we're talking about a Mila which is not in his time, he missed the first day, he needs to do it as soon as he can, every moment he's passing. Still, it's not similar to the Ma'aseh Tashrisu. The Indian farmer is the Achayim Rishon, in regards to how much is however on the first day. We learn from this. Also, the Yos comments to basis on the Yom. We learn from this also have comments from Chatzos of the day. Shal Erev Pasuk of Erev Pasuk Ad Kulois Shiva to Meir Pasuk until the end of the 7 days of Pasuk. V'Kishim Mavaso Yom Akad Mitzvah Zu, and one day he doesn't do this mitzvah. He actually it's impossible for him to fix that day. Why? Because it's a loss that you're not able to count. Masha'in came by Mila, which is not true by Mila. So of Yamal also. At the end of the day, he's going to do Mila to him, and he's only going to be losing what he waited to do the mitzvah, but he fulfilled it. I'm having as if the full of Magen Ram, look at the Evan of Ragis and Magen Ram, the different Magen Ram, the word the head of the Kulishim Ram Polva. However, the word of the Magen Ram is clear in the Ram Polva. I'm showing the Pirush, look there in his explanation of Safalafa and the Safalafa. Mitam the cousin Misura the Chametz, and the reason is because it came first the Yisur of Chametz. The Kumanasa Kumosh of Yarn of Itzila, and his intent is like we explained earlier that one was 6 and one was at the end of the day. Okay, so if you overlap with a regular machine can be meal however, in holistically asking by Mace Mitzvah, he's going to deal with the Mace Mitzvah. This is from the Magen Avraham and the Graz and the Shara Kohanim. She'ein lo kovim, which has no people to bury it. Mutal al Panei Hasadam, the Mizayin is sitting on the field in disgrace. Shekol Pogebo Chayav Levar, the Kovim and the bullet that anyone who meets it has obligated to bury it. The Nifka Sheish Lochamitz is self-based, when he remembers that there's chametz inside of his house. Avilu B'Tokal Pasach, even if it's in the middle of Pasach. Shevakol Shah overall Bevalira, and every moment that he waits is violating Valira. Avilu Sheyesh Shos B'Yom Shiyuch Melachazil and Beisel Levar, even if there's enough time to go back to his house and burn it. Chametz and Chazil Lil Kover B'Yom B'Yom, and he's able to go back and then bury it that day. Apple Vikain also Lazos Mimenus Aji Kurenas still also for him to move from him until he buries it. Shagala cover the beers because that is a great cover the beers like this. You see a dead body, he's rotting there, it's disgusting. Shadoko Kol Mitzvah Shematar B'Shem Baltas the violet, it pushes off all mitzvahs in the Torah with if you're not actively violating the Torah, you're just passively not doing what the Torah is saying because you have to do this. B'Shem Baltas said this is from Klomer She'enu over al Losa Seim B'Yadayim, he's not violating Losa with his hands. Elamei Alahim Vatal on its own is getting with this being Mavatal. Al Yendei Shum is asking for it. So it's true that he's dealing with the burying of the dead body. That's in the Shatzion. Vafilu Yeshos, even if there's time. Levar Chametz to the Chaz B'Hatzal to burn the Chametz and go back in to save. Avatam Mishum, the thoughts of all Shekil Lismochal Betel Lechafila. By saving people, we were Mekel Lechafila to rely. We were able to. They were makel to rely on the bittul, even the chakilah. Chakilah v'makom sheyachal l'kaim even in a place you could fill both of them. Because of Magen Ram writes, l'afrishaz abir the lo mahani bittul. If it's let's say after the time of burning where it doesn't help to do a bittul, yasol l'var he should go back to do the bit to burn it. Kim sheyer shows l'had tilachazam since he has time to save afterwards. It's only if it's clear to him that even afterwards he's going to be able to save him. You shouldn't go back. Oh. Okay, and it's only when it's clear to him where even afterwards he's able to say it. I'm mistaken. From the suffix, he shouldn't go back. He shouldn't go back to say, even if it's not going to be able to do bittul. You should still save the person, even though he will have time afterwards. Okay. In many of them, right, even when there's a lot of shows, for sure, a lot of time, even afterwards, you still don't go back to save him. Maybe through this, until now, he's going to be bothered, and he's not going to be able to save afterwards, and then the guy's going to die. This is in the case of Mishna, and the Chok Yaakov, and the Chayim, and the B'Diashem. What's our Chatzmo? For the needs of himself. I have a fun, and then because he has to go back immediately. I have a fun, like the later post came. I feel in the air, ma'arev kedei leilech lomod. Even if he's making an erev in order to be able to go and learn. April Rabbi Mikri Davar Rishus is still called a matter of Rishus permission. Like having mitzvah beer in regards to the mitzvah of doing beer. Therefore, you would have to go back even in that case and burn it. The whole in all cases. And the reason is because the act of a mitzvah is greater than learning. I feel a mitzvah dermana, even a mitzvah dermana, because she after the time of mitzvah when it's impossible for him to do it through another person, other people. Yamsa miyad, he should go back immediately. Levarim commits to burn it, commits to sarchamim, like the mitzvah of the chachamim. If you look at hechazik, but there he's already gone on the road. She'ain do for mitzvahs chachamim v'nei dam rishos, because he didn't push off the mitzvah of chachamim because of the rishos. Ad kam mukozer, how far does he go back? And koy al kol mashin is kalei, going on everything which you said earlier. And people in Holot Dam Rishos, that even if he's going for a matter of Rishos, this one Yom Shabbos, the Taz, the Matihuda, the local Lavosh, not like the Mushroom Taz, the Dam Rishos, the Filu Pafos, it says that if it's a matter of Rishos, even less than like a very go back. On the Megulish Ram Kalva, Mash, like a Tzatz, the Lavosh, however, the Ram Kalva is Mash, a little bit like the Lavosh. I'm saying even for Pafos, Akazayas, he would go back. Sorry, Pafos make a bay, he would go back. Shafir Diner Holech of the Rishos Achar Mishnah the Adkam Reposer. He puts the Mishnah after the rules of Adkam Reposer. Okay. So there is an opinion like which is following the Rush. The feeling Holech of the Rishos and Kivin Shehef to Barbizet since he's already gone on the way and it's less than he's going back to less than a Kabeya. Okay. Lo to come last him to share comments in Pafos Mekabeya, that come didn't bother trouble him to go back when the comment is less than a Kabeya. Eladayla Bitul is not for him to do a Bitul. If it reaches 6 hours, not longer able to do Betel, so the Magan the Gaman Shach on him. So Rav has him Miyadi to go back immediately. If you ain't Sham, Ella Kazayin Chametz means there's only a Chazayis of Chametz. That's right. I'm done with it. V'im Yegi Ashash is 6 hours happen. Shein Yachol Shul Levad is not able to do a bit anymore. This is yeah. It's from the Magna Misham Echonim. Okay, so after Lazim Yadi has to go back immediately. If you were in Shamela Chazayas, comes into the Lone Chazayas, and you wouldn't have to go back. Shari called man Shein Mivaro Menom, as long as it doesn't disrupt the world, the Gamri who over on Mitzvah Asay Shal Torah is going to violate the Mitzvah of the Torah. Avodim Ein Sham El Pachos in Chazayas, but it was only there less than the Chazayas. Lo Yechul Chacham Chazer, they didn't bother him to go back. This is from the Magen Avraham and the Od Har Bechonim for further mentioning other Achronim. However, the Prima Godim and the Physician Behavior are asking about this. And something bothering to go back, Eliyahu from Darkon Kashiyasir, and you go on his way, because she asked the base, the environment to get back to his house to burn it. Them who Yom Tov, or Shabbos, and Yom Tov, or Shabbos, Yifwal, or Kli, on the Arab, you cover a Kli until the morning. The Moshe's Barber Sim is talking above, and Shom is clear and talking about what's there. Haisul Yisuf, a base, if he has a piece of, he has dough in. Okay. Haisul Yisuf, base, if he has a dough in his house, who is tired of Makamach, and he's trouble in another place. The Arishem and Tachmas is worried that dough is going to become chametz. Mevatel believe will call she's in Tachmas. You do betel before it becomes chametz. Avol imach mitzvah, but if it's already become chametz, ain't a betel moel imbu archas manisur. If it doesn't help, if it's after the time of Isser. Haitel Isha, Isa, the as of dome, perish afilu achas manisur is mean even after the time of Isser, dive betel to not to do betel. Given Shem also shows is at that time, and Dayan lo hechmitz still hasn't become chametz. So havidina kamo kodem manisur in times like before the time of Isser. Who would tar b'makamachar? He's troubling in another place. Jerusalem Shemach was there yafshul lavo lebeis miyad lapos because it's impossible to go to his house immediately and to burn it and to bake it, so that it won't become chametz. This is from the Achronim. Jerusalem Dilam Hachal Bevade Nachal and Yachadis should come. He said if not, so it would, for sure wasn't proper that he should leave the dough to become chametz. Al Temesh Yivazlan and Mikonan is relying that he should do better before. Al Gam Betarid Kasha Lachar, but even on if he's tarred, it's Lachar Kasha. The only element of the Bedavar Rishos goes to Miyad Lavar that we said earlier that something which is a Rishos, you go back immediately to burn it. Any Yachal Lifter Mikula is not able to potter himself by just saying Betel. Mishna is why is this different if you have this dough? The Chas Isa Bazar Livyoshev Lupnei Rabbo. In Shas there is on this case where you're standing in front of the Rebbe, and of course Rashi, the name also the Rabbi, and because of the fear of his Rebbe, any Yachal Lakum Leil, the base is not able to get up and go to his house. I will show Aruch Shalo is there, but the Shulchan Aruch doesn't mention this. Mashu the Bechol Gam Nidino Hakas Mash never cases is in. Balkarfa Sarakomi reports have to say the Hacha Kalim Mishum the Mavasa Kodim Shetach, so you're making because you do betel before you do it becomes chametz. He never became chametz betel before that. Imkain lokal called to come to their one of the beer, so it never fall on him the kind of burning it. It was never yours when it became chametz. It's in the famous Gadol. We come up near the take bishop pasuk gedal, so still it seems that immediately when you stop your troubles, Zarach the base you have to go back to your house, Labar chametz to burn the chametz. The alkavanim yigu shashem yavol achol. Still is the concern at the very least. Maybe we'll come to eat it. The shayach of people become in the shlo, which is when by chametz is not yours. And from whoever system and tough remember above. Let's go. Mishemach was that yafshul leval levesam miadafoso. V'yarashem mitachmis kodim shiach lebeso, because he's not able to travel another place, because he's not able to come to his house immediately and cook it. He's afraid he's going to become kamei before he comes to his house. But if it already became chametz, v'im shah yisa shir mill, if the dough is already weighted a measure of a mill, they have mitzvah v'lomahani bittul, for sure it's chametz and doesn't have to do bittul. Oh. Ain't a bittul, more bittul doesn't help, but open the whole shop al bayirah, and violates everyone on bayirah. Which awfully look days over the base of the bar, he has to go immediately to his house and burn it. This is Pashit. Rambam used to the Chayim the bar miyad, the Shias the Veso, and the Rambam says that he has to murder immediately when he gets back to his house. Mash the Torah, the Inam Mechoyev, take complaints of the Veso, he's not obligated immediately to go to his house. But Tzarafin, the time when is easy, and the reason why you don't have to go immediately. V'gam l'fizan, also according to this mash of the Bereisha, afilu k'sheish l'fikesha yabul Veso, and that even in the ratio where he goes to his house, Gam Kein Mechoyev, the bar also wouldn't be obligated to burn it. V'gam zet Tzarafin, and also this needs in. After Moshe, afterwards they found them become Moshe, Shlomo, Devi Rambam. We're still in the words Rambam and Nitzchak and Yashiv and question, and it was pressing to answer them. Meaning, why is it you don't have to burn it immediately when you get back if you did bittul it? And also, why don't you have to go back immediately? According to the Rambam. Ketzah be'er chametz, how is be'er chametz? Sarko, a par of his arluach, you burn it or you throw it, you crumble it up and throw it into the wind. O zarko yamar, throw it into the sea. Ve'im haya chametz, and if the chametz was, okay, we'll see later. Sarko, Ashe also become not to become until it becomes little crumbs, until it becomes coals or charcoal, whatever, burned up, just in the grass. Oh, pyro, or you two can make it into little pieces. And put them down into little pieces. This is from the Achronim. Shlomo matzah yimtze'enu mishu you shouldn't find it, so whoever it is, v'hanim beno get enough of it. Ozark liyam, thrown into the sea. Who had done the nar, same thing to the river. But the time because the reason for all this, we shouldn't have tashbis. Zargim v'techem, it says you should destroy the leavening from your house. V'kol davar shu yakol tashbisu, with whatever thing he's able to do to destroy it with. This is from the Gemara. So you can also crumble it up and throw it outside. The Mullah Spino, he's going back to the Be'er Halachos. It says that he's going to do Milah for his son. Pashit, it's Pashit. The Huadin, in Holek Lamol Ben, Chaver, he's doing to Milah for his friend. And Ab Eating off the Ambassador, the father's not able to do it himself, he's not a mole, and this guy is. Shiny who was when he saw, because then the obligation is on all of Israel. We came to Rambam Parakim, also in the Rambam Parakim, on the list of file holders from Mole, it doesn't mention at all going to do Milah. El Lahas mitzvah rather just says to do a mitzvah and shamlik there. Students Emerson, for a meal of Emerson, according to Mula, the Karma had the time up. Shari El Basim Reef and Pass earlier in Reef and Pass before also last was Masudas Erison says also Juk Series Arab Bear Shabbos and Shabbos, more than Bear of Yamkum, seem to Bear of Yamkum. The municipal who harbored Bazan, they're very pressing about this. And how do you get to this, to why it's much to do this one, an Arab Shabbos, an Arab Pesach. But Emes Lokasha, here truth is not really a question. Shani Hafel the Bear Pesach, here it's different Bear Pesach. Lomi boy in Hasuna Haisa Samach Chatzos. We don't need to talk about it, the meal was next to Chatzos. Okay. Over the Mashal Lachar Mash, the Amar in Yachal Avayal Hazlam is also, and as Mashal Lachar from the language of what it says, that if he's able to go back to his mitzvah, which is going to finish at. There was a man of beer who called the Chatzos and time of years before Chatzos, so part of the meal was like around Chatzos. And Cain al Karfon called the Sunnah who below Pasuk, so the whole meal was the Torah without any bread. Shari Chametz also because Chametz is also. The Matzah then Cain also rose, and then Matzah would also be also then because it's Erev Pesach. My Rakba Mishnah, the Mishnah Ba'am, we're just talking about just general drinking or whatever, some sort of partying. She'eno also, which is not also. But Adra Baharbe Chumra Migvar, Harbe Chumra Migvar, that the more beer or the more wine you drink, it's going to drag on the desire for food. Because the Gemara says in the Gemara, if you're going to say the meal was in the morning, and because this meal is going to have to burn it, the chametz before the time, Gamkin la kasha. I mean, I'm talking about way before you could have bread. Still not a question. Even though Krafel Yokul the half to be since before he's going to have to stop his meal and so for Vias at the end of the fourth hour, which will is coming because of the answer coming. In the Maklasul Gadol, it doesn't count as a big meal. Also, Erev Shabbos Yom Tov, Erev Shabbos and Yom Tov, because you can't say it doesn't have an Erev Shabbos Suda, because maybe it'll drag on. Well, you're going to have to stop for chametz. Mishum Shalo you can't the Shabbos to Shane and Taivlach, and also because of you're going to shouldn't come into Shabbos because it's not going to be having a desire to eat. The Bavadi Yisrael for sure will have the desire to eat there in the afternoon. Even Shalom will have to the Shabbos since he has to stop the fourth hour. Mishani before Erev Shabbos, Yom Tov from every other Erev Shabbos Yom. So the Chashina Shem Himshach Masuda's man Rav, the Mishana should will go a long time. My mind is very I'm a the bar look at our words from the bar, the Shem Yosef, and it's clear in the words of Yosef and the Magen Aleph. Without no further, the mitur mashal the sudas shnia and the third mashal the second meal shall erison of erison. Ain't a local sudas erison doesn't count as erison. Rak sudas avlanus he kisudas shall erison just the meal of avlanus like erison. Same parish the bar of Beis Yosef similarly explains the word in Beis Yosef. The small to all achronim alav all the achronim have a question on him. Shari sudas shnia sudas savlanus afterti because the meal of the second meal and the meal of savlanus are the same thing, are one. So why one is yes, and the second meal of Sudas Erishin no. Okay, with the more with Rashi Pesachim and Pes, the clear Rashi Pesachim and Pes. I never told him either that Pes, and I found these that Pes. I'm based the head of the Beis Yosef straight out like the words of Beis Yosef, and here the Beis Torah. No, men it seems like the words of the Torah are taken from him. From the Etor. Okay. And so therefore there is a difference between a second meal of irrisin and which is that isn't counted as Zudas irrisin and Savlanis. Lahatim and United States from the river. I'm Mishnah Berura, look at Mishnah Berura, near the wood, then in Nogea Klal. That's the same thing would be if it's not applicable at all to saving lives. Now, if has the mom just losing money, now I'm getting talking about Bitzel and it's also not with just doing a Bitzel. If you're concerned, child, hopefully until that. In the meantime, she has to move there that he's dealing with the burning Ishto Panai, that the river's going to just flood it. Rekusho his property or Rekusho stole out for another Jew. After road, the people Biyakul Chazil has to be able to go back and save it. Gam came a Kiluba, they also make it by this the Rabbanim and smoke a Bitzel with the Dom Zeb, it could be lying a bit like in this kind of case, especially in Medina. And he's in Medina. So if you don't have time, so for sure you're okay. You're saving your money. If you just do Bitzel, assuming you do Bitzel. And if you could save it, if you do have time, so then he's not sure. Who tired Malcolm Machri is tired in a different place. I mentioned grew up who was in which ain't love Malcolm Mafoso, and this is talking in the case where we had the dough ready to rise. The same thing would be if he has no place to bake it. Can't cause a global pasha. That's right. The global on this pasha. For whatever reason, you can't bake it. It doesn't matter if you don't have the place, don't have the time, whatever.